So I once had this friend quote Brene Brown, aka all around wonderful human, and tell me that courage is defined as telling the story of who you are with your whole heart. Now, if you're sitting here watching this, you know a piece of mine, whatever piece that might be, but there's always been a part of my story that I've been afraid to tell. The truth is that sometimes the things that are hardest to say are the things that need to be said the most, and I think this is one of them. Now, if you do know me and know me well, you know that I could probably give hours of eloquent lead up where I track you all the way through my journey and tell you the ups and downs and ins and outs and how I landed right here in front of that camera. But this is a situation that I should probably just rip off the band aid and let it sting. So here we go. Friends, I'm gay. Okay, so this is maybe the moment when people are clicking the X or hitting the pause button or whatever, hyperventilating, which you do you, but I'm going to give all of those people an out. Please feel free to unfriend me on Facebook and Snapchat and unfollow me on Instagram and Twitter, which good luck because I don't even use Twitter. Delete my number, delete my email. Feel free to never think of me again. The only thing I do ask is that you treat me with respect, regardless of your personal opinions. The way I see it, people's lack of tolerance or acceptance really isn't any of my business because hate is learned and it makes it part of their story, not mine. So while personal views and opinions aren't my business, I do believe that respect is everyone's business. Okay, now it's out of the way. I guess I want to explain that this isn't something I necessarily did on purpose. Believe what you'd like, but this was never a choice for me. Crazy enough, I feel the need to say I'm sorry, though in my heart of hearts, I know that I have nothing to apologize for. I'm sorry that I just can't make myself want what I was raised to want and what others have wanted for me. The truth is that I'm sure that I could live an acceptable life, pretending to be straight, to live a life with moments of happiness. But I'm also sure that that life would be filled with this pervasive sense of emptiness. And I can't imagine living like that. In fact, I refuse to live like that. And living a full and a happy life is something that I'll never apologize for. So, Mary, how long have you known? Well, I don't have a date, but I have wondered since the 6th grade. So, do the math. That's about 10 years. That was when I started living in a way that shielded the truth, or a part of the truth. There have been so many times that I've thought about how God must have been up there, just looking down, being like, oh, child, don't you see? Like, I made you perfectly. Like, open your eyes. And I could explain how this one small inkling that 6th grade Mary had once upon a time grew over the years, through high school, through college, but that really isn't important. It only matters that it did. And now that I'm kind of refusing to run from this and to pretend anymore, it's terrifying. I mean, why do you think I'm in California doing this, not in Spokane? Because while I do like to believe the best in humanity and how we can accept and love one another, I don't make this declaration through a set of rose-colored glasses. I'm afraid. I'm afraid that this is going to become the only part of me that people see when I'm the same person I've always been. I'm afraid that my family or members of it are going to try to cure me like I'm sick or fix me when I'm not broken. I'm afraid that friends are going to start being guarded or distant or just absent. And that they won't be able to see the difference between, me loving them and me being in love with them. Because trust me, that's very, very different. Just because I give you a big hug and I hug you like I mean it, doesn't mean I have a crush on you. I just love hugs. At the very root of this, I'm still the same Mary. I'm still the writer that does her damnedest to be both eloquent and articulate in equal measure. And I'm still the same Christian who believes that God loves me just as much today as he did yesterday, and just as much as he will tomorrow. I'm still the same protective older sister and the same daughter and granddaughter and great granddaughter and niece and cousin and every other form of that. I'm still the same friend that's loyal, and I still come alive listening to music. And above all, I still have the audacity to believe that I was brought into this world to make it a better place. No, I know that this post could be a costly one, and that some might greet this news with the Book of Leviticus and a congrats on my one-way ticket to hell. And I would honestly love to have that conversation one day, because I think that the true hill is being a plaything of shame like I have been, and feeling in the dark and not knowing how to get to the light, or believing that I didn't deserve to be in the light. But, that's a whole other video. Whoever walks out of my life, if anyone, they'll be an example of conditional love, a love with strings, like, I'll love you if you're straight. And truthfully, that's not really a love I want to be involved with. I really don't need hundreds of friends that love some shade or shadow of me. I just need a few that are going to love me unconditionally. And I know I have those. It's taken me a really long time to see it. But now that I have, I'm ready to take my life back and start living it like I should have years ago. So I guess what I'm saying is, I'm ready now. I'm ready to go be who I was made to be and do what I was made to do, because that can't happen from inside a closet. It just can't. So, to sign off, I'll keep in mind what Sarah Bareilles once sang, because Sarah Bareilles is the shit. Maybe there's a way out of the cage where you live. Maybe one of these days you can let the light in. Show me how big your brave is. Well, hey Sarah, challenge accepted.